is kind of a labor of love for me. So if you're paying attention, I love you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate everything I get, because I'm not out there, begging for likes or follows or whatever. I'm just kind of doing my thing, calling it like I see it. And so with that, I thought we would start today with what was my most viral tweet of the year so far. And I paid for Twitter for a minute. Well, let's start with this. I paid for Twitter for a minute because I really support Elon's kind of supposed dedication to free speech, which doesn't seem so apparent now. I mean, they're tamping down for the sake of ad dollars, and the lady that he hired as CEO is proof of that. But that said, I still think Twitter is probably the best platform on social media for free speech. You can post footage from January 6th there that the press isn't showing. You can criticize the Ukraine war. You can do very American things, So on all that aside, I'm going to switch subjects here. Recently, I'm sorry. So recently, one of my personal heroes, a person who I have followed for a long time, Dr. Cornel West, threw his hat into the presidential race. And unlike some of the other interlopers, like RFK, who's already kind of been waffling on, Israel and stuff like that, Cornel West is running outside of the Democratic Party. Now, as soon as this came out, the Democratic, press began their onslaught almost immediately. And I didn't collect all the stories, but The Nation ran one that was basically, and all the other lefty YouTubers did great jobs covering this. RBN, Sabby, Do Dissidents, all those people did a great job covering, and Jimmy Dore did a great job covering the kind of, announcement of Cornel West, and from a rational standpoint. Well, these Democratic media outlets immediately came out with, full fire, like Cornel West is unserious, and to the point where Joan Walsh, who's a total crackpot, wrote that the original headline was Cornel West has no business running for president. And obviously he's over the target, right? You could see from the reaction to his announcement that people were like, uh-oh, this poses a problem. And the biggest thing that they're pushing right now is like, oh no, you're going to siphon votes away from Biden and Trump's going to get reelected. And guess what? No one's scared of that anymore, because Biden has proven to be absolutely worse than Trump. So that line isn't going to work this time. So with that, I thought these fakes, Krystal and Kyle, did this little video where they're talking about, and we're not going to watch all of it, but they're talking about, so they start this video by basically making fun of presidential candidates that they don't deem as, worth a shot. And if you remember, that's what everyone did about Trump when he put his hat in the ring. But they kind of start this video by like, oh, so-and-so is running for president. He's so unserious. What a dummy.
What's up, everybody? Currently driving on a beautiful day, enjoying the sunshine and whatnot. Krystal just gave me some terrible news, which is that Chris Sununu is not running for president.
I know you're heartbroken, baby.
It makes me so sad.
I think you called him Chris Sahuhu, was your nickname for him.
They start this video.
Nobody knows it.
Making fun of people who are running for president.
Apparently Cornel West is running for president. Now, he's not running as a Democrat. He's not running in the Green Party. He's not even running as an independent, although I think that might be a little up in the air depending on the structure of the party he's actually running.
So another thing that these Democratic, campaign stooges are doing, which was exactly what Kyle and Krystal are. They're Democratic campaign stooges. They're going to tell you to vote for Biden at the end of the day. They're going to push Marianne Williamson. But one of the lines they're going is, why doesn't he run in the Green Party? Why doesn't he run in the Green Party? Because the Green Party is trash, and it seems like it's co-opted by the Democratic Party, and they've already sued to get the Green Party off ballots in different states. But Howie Hawkins from the Green Party, I had to unfollow him, and it made me glad that I didn't vote for him in the last election. But he's one of those Ukraine imperialist stooges who's not for peace. Or peace talks in the Ukraine. So that's right off the bat. Here's Kyle with the Green Party bullshit.
Running for, but he's running in the People's Party. Now, for those of you who don't know, the People's Party was created, I believe it was after the 2016 race of Bernie. A staffer for Bernie by the name of Nick Brana decided he was going to create this third party. So they've been around since, I don't know, 2016 or 17 or 18.
Yeah, because the Democrats are a dead-end street, a party full of neocons. So, I mean, good on Nick for doing it.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And they've been around since then. They don't have ballot access, and they've never gotten a candidate elected.
So that's the line. They're like, oh, this is all serious. To me, even if Cornel West siphons enough votes away from the Democrats that Trump wins, that's a good thing. Because Trump is obviously not the vile threat to American democracy that he's made out to be by the neocons who run the Democratic Party, because he wants to draw down our out of control military. That's why he's such a threat to them. That's why they paint him as the second coming of, Hitler constantly. And they're throwing everything they can at him in the courts right now. But these guys are basically, this video just is so visibly transparent what they're doing. They're, downplaying. And there's a point in the video where Krystal's reading the notes off her phone and stuff. She's like, okay, here's the talking points we got to hit. We got to hit the Green Party is bad, the People's Party is bad. He should join the Green Party because the Democrats can subtly control them and have them locked out of ballots in a lot of places. Anyway, let's keep going.
So, and then there's been all this reporting and all these questions around the structure of the organization. There's all sorts of sexual harassment allegations against Nick Brana. There was some sort of
So that's the thing too. Sexual harassment allegations against, name a politician right now who doesn't have sexual harassment allegations against them. Joe Biden has very credible sexual allegations against him, Kyle, and you'll tell everyone to vote for him in a couple months. When all because the Democrats aren't having a primary. So that's another thing. The DNC has this race locked down because they're not going to run a primary. No, RFK Jr. is on a dead end street. I'm glad that he's out there talking about the things that he's talking about. But at the end of the day, what's he going to do? He's going to fold and tell you to vote for Biden. That's exactly what he's going to do. Or whoever the Democratic nominee is, whoever they push on the party, whoever the party pushes out there.
A coup of the leadership positions that Brana did. Basically, the organization itself is a total mess, right? So when it comes to Cornel West, I love Cornel West. We had him on Krystal, Kyle and Friends.
He's a hero of mine.
He's a hero of mine.
He's a brilliant dude.
Respect him, yeah.
And I also love how he's really good at going into spaces where people would disagree with him, and making himself be really likable and really agreeable while not. I love Cornel West, so that's a side point, but I don't think he knew.
So this is the part that I love. They're like, he's just a dummy. He just doesn't know. He's just a boomer.
About all the issues with the People's Party, and so all it requires is a Google search and digging a little bit deep, and he would have found it. But I guess he didn't do it, and so.
So anyway, that's already making me throw up in my mouth. I did this parody video of it because I was so disgusted by how silly these people are. And I'm going to share that with you too, because it did. Jimmy Dore retweeted it. Love Jimmy. But it's got, as of right now, it's closing in on 1,300 likes. 182 retweets, 24 quote tweets. Wow, 209.5K views. So check this out. I just did my own voiceover on it based on the vibe I got from it. We're going to support Marianne Williamson because she will eventually fold and tell you to vote for Biden. And that's what we do because, again, we are partisan hacks. And Cornel West is awesome. Don't get us wrong. We love him. He's our hero. But, like, you can't vote for him because, like, dude, I'm going to hit my vape in a minute. But listen,
guys,
you just got to know that, like, the People's Party, the guy is a molester and he's probably working for Russia. He's an anti-vaxxer. And, you know, that's just how it is. Okay, guys? Like, I'm just going to, because, Cornel West is, like, great. But you just have to know that, I don't think he's very smart. Like, I think he didn't do a Google search to see that someone has accused the guy from the People's Party of sexual assault. And it's not a situation like with, that guy who opposed Pelosi back in the day where they just dug up someone to accuse him of some sexual stuff. And it's nothing like that. But just, like, know that, like, Joe Biden is a great person, and that's who we're going to push for at the end of the day, because what are you going to do? Like, choose Trump? Like, that's right wing, Russia, anti-vax, sexual assault, whatever you need. We're going to go to the Hamptons and play racquetball now. Have a good one, guys. So there you go. That was my interpretation of Krystal and Kyle's response to Cornel West's presidential announcement. That's exactly how it sounded like that's exactly what it sounded like when I listened to it. And I mean, Nick from RBN makes a great point. Like, we've seen this shit. If you were a Bernie supporter for the last 2 election cycles, like I was, we've seen all this shit in recent history. We watched you fucks do this before. And it's not going to work this time. And honestly, I think if Cornel West, if they can get him on ballots, and let's see how this plays out. There's problems with every organization like this. There always is, because human nature has an inherent lust for power and fame and all that kind of stuff. But Cornel West is by far, of any of the people I've seen run in the last couple years, the best option for me, because I know that he's a good man with a good heart who cares about people. And that's what this country needs, is someone like that. I mean, I believe that more honestly about Trump than I believe it about Biden. I think Trump is much more a man of the people than Joe Biden is. I mean, and that's evident if you look past the whiny, temper tantrum throwing Nepo babies in the press who are just, silver spoon. In hip hop, there's a term, silver spoon B-boy. It's like a whack ass fake dude who pretends he's from the hood, even though he's fucking born from rich parents. Like, he's a trust fund baby. And listen, no hate. It's not like I was born poor. My parents aren't super well off, but I'm not. This isn't a argument about how credibly poor you are. It doesn't matter what income background you come from. What matters is, are you consistent in your values, or do you play these silly partisan games like Kyle and Krystal do? Like, oh yeah, he's my hero, Cornel West, but you can't vote for him because what if Biden loses the White House? What if Biden does lose the White House? Then what? We might get something better. Biden is fucking terrible, and anyone who's defending him at this point is a joke, a complete joke, because he's a neocon. And the people who on the left, the real left, knew that and didn't vote for him and told all you assholes